Walking outside in the rain right now. I don't know if you could hear it, but I try to do this video like 3 or 4 times. Every video I do, I usually redo at least twice. Just, I don't know why. But anyways, this video I was like, you know, it'd be really cool if I went out on the fire escape. And then I was like, no. So I didn't. And then, well, this is actually the day before that. I was going to start and make the video, and I was really curious to see if my car got towed. But first, I was going to go out, and it was too hot to wear the leather jacket. So I was like, nah, never mind. And I was like, you know what? No, I should wear it for the video. So then I ended up going back to my room and putting it back on. And then the whole reason I wasn't saying anything was because I didn't think the mic was working. Turns out that it was working the whole time. So I'm kind of looking like an idiot, just, you know, walking around doing all these hand gestures and stuff when I could have just spoken. So that was pretty funny. Not really too much. There's people walking by everywhere, so I'm pretending that I'm on the phone when I'm not. So anyways, I was walking to my car, and I was trying to model the jacket, and, you know, it didn't really work out that well. I have to use a tripod. I was going to my car to get the tripod, but since I'm new to Hoboken, I didn't really know how parking worked. So I just park my car wherever I want, and then I walk away. And so far, nothing's happened. And I don't know if you could see it, but I was walking very quickly because I thought I got towed, or the boot. I don't know what the boot is, but all the signs say violators will get a ticket, or they'll get towed, or the boot. And I'm like, wow, the last thing is usually the worst. So whatever the boot is, that doesn't sound good. But anyways, that leads us up to this moment here. I don't know how I didn't get towed or anything. It's also way too hot for this jacket. It's like 72 outside, but we got the tripod, so we're good. Anyways, the Schott X316 first edition collaboration with Good Art Hollywood. Let's talk about it. Okay, let's get started with the review. You see, I'm calm because I have a mug full of water. I used to have a Yeti. Well, I still have the Yeti. I just lost the top for it, so I have to get another top. But before we do anything, I have to straighten my comforter. I also have a lavalier microphone on, so I'm trying to move very specifically, nice and tidy. Anyways, okay, so the Schott X316 X Goodyear Art Hollywood, 3 incredible brands, 3 brands I really like, and 3 brands I wish I could afford everything from. There was a time in my life where I was less fiscally responsible than I am now, and so I got all this cool stuff. Also, what are our thoughts, group, collectively, on if I just did a vlog, if I made this channel kind of vloggy sometimes too? I'm gonna do it anyways. I hope you all don't revolt. That would ruin me, so hopefully you don't revolt. I figured I would do some of the review while I'm making split pea soup for lunch. It's from Trader Joe's, so it's pretty good. You can see I have part of the pot and a lens cap, so let's get to it. So it says, in all caps it says do not boil, which is fine because I have no intention of boiling my soup, but good thing they let us know. I feel like some really weird people are gonna watch this video for a different reason besides, you know, seeing if this is a good leather jacket. Every time I post a leather jacket video, someone asks me to put on Levi's jeans and spin around. So I am wearing Levi's, they're just black. I don't know if that satisfies you, but if anybody has a thing for a guy making split pea soup from Trader Joe's while wearing a leather jacket, you're in luck. Also, I don't know if you can put Parmesan in split pea soup. Anyways, the Schott X316 X Good Art Hollywood collaboration between everything. 316 is kind of the triangle, and then, you know, Schott's over here and Good Art Hollywood are over there. 316 connects them all, but the jacket is obviously a product of Schott. The design is, you know, a collaboration between Schott and 316. And then Good Art Hollywood comes in with the snap in the back, the sterling silver dueling picks. I think it's worth mentioning that the reason this cap is here is because you can buy it from Schott, but there's a fur collar attachment, so you can pull this off. I also have these sterling silver button snaps from Good Art Hollywood. I just bought those because I thought it was really cool. I kind of blinged it out. Obviously all the hardware is matte black, so I put those down there just because I thought it looked cool. And another thing that I modified, which not really modified, I used to have the P613S jacket from Schott, which was their super crazy heavy Horween jacket. I think it was like 8 pounds. It was so heavy. and I sold it. I got rid of it just because I literally couldn't move. If I put it on, it like had to warm up and then I was comfortable, but even then, still not really comfortable. There was just, that was the upper limit of like a heavy jacket I could get. That was based off the 613S, which I really liked. That's a slim version of one of Schott's first designs, the 613. So that was really good, and it's a little shorter in length. This jacket is based off of the 519 jacket, which is still slim, a little wider than the 613S, I think personally, and it's a little bit longer. So maybe it's actually not wider, maybe the proportions are a little bit different. But anyways, long story short, it's a bit longer, and it's a midweight leather and not a heavyweight leather. So that's the difference there between those jackets, not this jacket. This jacket has a little bit more to it, but this jacket, long story short, what I was saying, the other modification I had was on the P613S, there were black stars on the epaulettes. Epaulettes? Still, someone broke down how to pronounce it last video, and it's not. Anyways, on the P613S, there was those black stars. It's all matte black hardware, as you can see. This 316 collaboration didn't come with the stars. It was just, you know, naked epaulettes. I really like the fact that the P613S had all the blacked out hardware, so I really wanted that. I wanted a softer leather, maybe even naked cowhide, and that was it. I didn't want a belt either. I thought the no belt look made it look sleeker. So 316 kind of had my back in 2016 and made basically that exact jacket. So this jacket, broad level breakdown, is a naked cowhide, which means there's no treatment over it. All the pores are open, it's breathing, it's exfoliated, it's a lot softer leather, and it's basically broken in from the start. But also 316 either tumbled this or did something else to break it in, because you can see there's some slight pebbling on it, which is fine, not too big a deal. This, like the 519, is like a medium weight leather, and it's really nice. It has a waxy kind of finish on it, which I really like, and basically, I always, you know, there's always the girlfriend test. My girlfriend Taylor likes this jacket. She hated the P613S. That was the thickest piece of clothing I've ever worn in my entire life, and it was polarizing. People on the street would be like, oh my god. So that's the leather, and coming from Schott, I know it's a high quality leather. I don't know, I obviously can't rank it compared to other leathers and stuff like that, just because Schott doesn't give a lot of information. The leather from Schott is usually, in my experience, great quality. And the only interesting thing though is if I compare it to like the Tailor Stitch Moto jacket that is like selling for a similar price that this jacket sold for in 2016, the thing you see on the Tailor Stitch Moto jacket is the back panel is split, and then the arm panels are split as well. This jacket is not. Arm panel, you have the top panel of leather on the arm, you have the bottom panel of leather on the arm. And then that's it. There's no other unnecessarily cuts, which usually shows it's a really high quality product, and that the brand isn't trying to cut corners by using, you know, smaller patches of good leather. They're just getting a huge chunk of good leather and putting it on the jacket. So I don't know if it's a lesser leather than what Golden Bear uses, or if it's the same and Schott just takes less of a profit, or I don't know, maybe even just Schott is bigger so they can get better prices because they're ordering more leather. I'm not quite sure. Either way, I like the fact obviously that it's larger panels of leather. That's the way the cookie crumbles there. I don't really particularly know. I just, you know, I like the fact. Less stitching for me usually, especially down the middle of any jacket, I don't like, just because if you hulk it strong enough, your jacket will just split in half, which I'll tell a story about that later. I did that with the Tailor Stitch denim jacket and it just split right down the middle, so uh-oh. Anyways, on the inside of this jacket, it's lined with a self-edged Japanese linen, which is really, really nice. Anyways, I think with this fit of this jacket, with me, I'm 5'9", 150, 155 pounds, I could layer a hoodie or, you know, a relatively thick sweater under it. But what's really nice is that this is a pretty expensive jacket, so it's kind of nice that I can wear it comfortably, like high 50s down to 30s. Obviously, depending on what I layer with, but you know, high 50s, I might just wear this in a t-shirt. Going down below that, I might toss on like a cotton crew neck and then wool, and then obviously at some point it gets ridiculous when you have like a super thick article of clothing on, but the fit on this is really good. It's one of those jackets where you can kind of layer with it and not look ridiculous. It doesn't puff up or anything like that. So it's based off the Schott 519 too, like I said, so you could probably do the same thing with just a standard Schott 519. But if I want to hug someone, I can do it without looking weird or having to like reposition my jacket, which is really important, just because, you know, with COVID, I've been hugging a lot of people. I don't even think I've hugged my mother recently. Oh, man. There's also a decorative leather patch on the inside, basically saying, you know, this is our collaboration piece. There's 316 on the back, and there's that special Good Art Hollywood snap, which is really cool. Good Art Hollywood is like a luxury sterling silver company. They make like really kind of tough, big products. The button on the back with the two pickaxes crossed like that is sterling silver, dipped in sulfur, I think, to give it that kind of like worn in appearance texture, and it looks awesome, and putting it in that sulfur kind of helps it blend in because, like I said, this is all matte black hardware, so if you had like a glowing button on the back, it might look weird. I think it would look cool. Like I said, I have it under the lapels here. And that's basically it. You can see that the jacket has a lot of character coming into it with the creases. It's creased like on the lapels. It looks really nice. The one thing I don't like about this jacket, which is something odd that I noticed with 3Sixteen and Schott collaborations, I don't know if it's a mark of a collaboration or anything like that, but the way they stitch the cuffs, you'll see there's probably like an inch, maybe like 3/4 of an inch or something like that before they stitch it. On the Schott 613S or other jackets that I've had, they don't do that big a gap. They basically stitch it right at the fold. And to me that looks way sharper. I don't know why 3Sixteen does that or if it's Schott's thing or what, but I don't like that. I think it changes the way the cuff looks just a little bit. So that's one thing I know. Oh, another thing I noticed that Schott does now, but I first noticed it on 3Sixteen, was that when you zip down the sleeves, the leather in between the zippers is usually connected. So when the jacket's all zipped up, you have a fold of leather there kind of, you know, touching your wrist. They do this kind of like half heart shape now. The only downside here though is that, as you can see, the leather gets kind of folded, so it doesn't really, it's not perfect, but it is pretty cool to see that. Oh, and one last really important thing is 3Sixteen got their collaboration together because of someone named Nate Boy, I think B-U-I, I think it's Nate Boy. Big fan of Nate Boy, and his fashion I think is incredible. Cool looking dude. But anyways, I'm personally a huge fan of Nate Boy. I went to the Schott store when I was buying my jacket and I was like, do you know Nate? And they were like, Nate Boy? Yeah. And I was like, oh my God. Is he still here? But funny story about that is that I follow him on Instagram and he said he was posting a bunch of jackets to eBay. So in one of those kind of... So I just moved into my new place and I left my closet open and you'll just see there's these huge trash bags. As I'm talking about being a creepy like stalker fan of this guy, there's just clothes in the trash bags. So, and all that stuff at the top. It's just other stuff I shoved up there. I don't have a dresser yet, so... In one of those kind of creepiest possible things you can do, I bought one of his jackets that he was selling on eBay. Obviously, I wanted it anyway. This is the heavy goat suede, really pretty, and it was Nate's, so now I'm wearing his leather. Oh, and you can actually see it here. This is how I usually see Schott cuffs. See how it's stitched all the way to the end? I like that way better. I think it looks a lot sharper than having that gap there. So I don't really know why they do that. But yeah, anyways, Nate, I'm just kidding. I think you're a cool dude. Not gonna come find you at night. I would definitely find you in the daytime in a safe space and tell you that I like your fashion. Also, recently, my favorite band ever is a band called Bay Faction, and they're from kind of close to where I'm from, and I found out my girlfriend's roommate like knows them. And that just makes me, I don't know what that makes me. I was really intimidated. I was like, oh my God, there's a possibility I might meet them. And then I didn't want to. I don't want to meet them unless I have at least 10,000 subscribers on YouTube or something, just because it's like a rock star. I'm gonna go meet a rock star and then be like, hey, how's it going? You like jackets? And they're gonna be like, no. So I don't know. Anyways, get a load of this car coming, huh? So anyways, yeah, let me know what you think. I'm kind of shifting. I'm gonna do product reviews like I do, but I wanna spice it up a little bit. I'll show you a little sneak peek of what I think next week's video is gonna be. So one second. I got a dead stock 1970s Levi's Sherpa jacket, and I'm gonna compare it to a modern day Levi's Sherpa jacket and see that. But yeah, I wanna do, like I said, kind of vlog style videos, kind of less about a single product and, you know, just stuff like that. So let me know what you think, and I'll see you in the next